Welcome back to the YouTube. So today I'm going to be going through some of the harsh lessons that I had to learn at 30-year-old. The wind is blowing in the garden, and as a content creator, you know wind is not the best, and I don't have the fucking protector on. So we're going for it anyway, we don't give a fuck. So lesson number one, we're going to get straight into it. If I could go back 10 years, I'm going to tell myself these harsh lessons, right? So this is the whole point of the video. And I've got the piece of paper here, so if you see me looking down, that's why I wrote these points out about fucking 20 minutes ago. No vision, no goal, no purpose. Now, if I could go back 10 years ago and I give myself some advice, it would be to get a clear vision for my life, because there were many years / months that went by where I didn't have a vision, I didn't have a goal, and ultimately I just drifted into bad habits, i.e. hanging around with people who didn't really have any ambitions and goals. I was one of them. Smoking weed consistently, doing drugs on a weekend, drinking heavily on a weekend, and then waking up on Monday regretting my life and hating myself, not being able to look at myself in the mirror. And that all stems from lack of clarity, no vision, no goals, and really the feeling of no purpose. And when you are in that cycle of life, life can become it becomes like a void. It's like not a nice place to be. And if you're feeling that, step one is get a vision, a mission, and a goal. Every single man on the planet who is masculine, who wants to achieve something, when you have a mission that's meaningful behind you, you will go places, I promise you. If you're willing to put the work in, you will go places. Number two, no one gives a flying fuck. That is the bottom line, raw truth. No one cares as much as you care about your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. And even though you might have your close friends, your mum, your dad, family, when it all boils down to it, no one gives a flying fuck as much as you do. So that means like no one's going to put money in your pocket. No one's going to get out the nice things out of life, the car that you want, the fucking financial goal. No one is going to come and give you it. I remember at one point I felt so sorry for myself in my early 20s. I was hoping and wishing someone would come and give me a break. I was hoping life would give me an easy ride, an easy pass. And unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way that no one's coming to save me, and no one gives a flying fuck about me and my goals. I had to go out and get it myself. Yeah, and that's a harsh lesson you've got to learn as a young man. No one gives a flying fuck about you. Everyone else has got their own problems going on. Yeah, so they might be able to help you in the short term, but long term, you've got to help yourself. Step number three, big one, ties into the first, circle of friends. If you're hanging around with bum losers, I can guarantee you are going to become the 6th or the 7th or whatever it is, bum loser. You are going to adopt the habits, behaviours, thought patterns, daily mantras, all of that shit. You are going to become that. So be very selective and be comfortable living by yourself. Your circle of friends will determine how you operate on a day-to-day basis. If you've got that gnawing feeling at the back of your brain that these aren't the right people to be hanging around with, they make you feel bad, your gut instincts off, or you're just kind of chilling with them to smoke weed or drink heavy, usually they're not your friends. You're just doing a bad habit together. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having social events and chilling with some good people, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having a circle of friends that are pulling you into stupid, negative situations. I once robbed a car when I was 15-year-old with a young man who was going down the wrong path. I would have never have thought to myself to go out and wake up and do it, but I was hanging around with him. He was going down that path, he'd had a lot of experience doing it. I ended up in the fucking driver's seat, getting chased by the police. Yeah, do the math. You hang around with these type of people, you'll end up becoming them. Yeah, boom. Collateral damage. Next one. Number 4, time will pass, but will you try? I am 30-year-old. The last 10 years have felt like 10 minutes. So whether you sit back and chill, bro, or whether you go for your goals, time is going to pass. You are going to age. Your mother and father are going to age. Your grandparents are going to die. That is inevitable. That's a part of life. That is the cycle of life. Now, it's down to you whether you want to do something about it, whether you actually want to try your best and give it some. Because at 20-year-old, I genuinely was just taking my time for granted, like you do. But as you start to get to that 25, 26, if you start becoming more conscious, you start to realise that, shit, time is not promised. Like, I'm getting to my 30s now. Like, where the fuck are my results? I haven't got any. I need to do something about it. Time will pass, boys. Yes, it's essential that you start getting your shit together if you haven't already. The next one. Fuck what others think, do it anyway. I have got multiple people who do not like me, which is fine. I chose to go down the path of creating content, speaking my beliefs, speaking my opinions, creating content, creating videos. There is always going to be someone in the comments. There is always going to be a family friend or someone who's got to say something that goes against what you're doing. Fine, no problem. Who gives a fuck? Fuck them, do it anyway. Why is this? Because no matter what you do in life, good or bad, there's always going to be someone who doesn't like it. So you might as well be selfish as fuck and do what you want to do with your life, within reason. I'm not saying don't put the people that you love first and look after them, but what I am saying is don't put everyone else first and not yourself for your own fucking sake and your own goals to please other people. People pleasing is one of the weakest traits that you can have. You putting everyone else first and not yourself, and then you feel fucking some type of way about it. Sort that shit out, yeah? Next one. Make yourself valuable. What does that mean? I was working at McDonald's, labouring with builders, and working at factories, and wondering why I was getting paid pennies, yeah? Because the skill that you have isn't worth more than what you're getting paid. So if you're at McDonald's flipping burgers, you are going to get paid according to that skill. £10 an hour, £15 an hour, I don't know what it is now, yeah? But you are going to get paid according to that skill. So it's absolutely essential that you up your skills as a young man, i.e. getting into sales, learning how to get into shape so you can coach other people because you know how to coach yourself, learning how to use AI, learning how to create content, increasing your skill set, changing the character, changing the behaviours, changing your belief systems and your mindset, giving yourself the ability to be able to charge more and charge what you're worth the moment that you get better, or as you progress and get better, then you can charge accordingly, all right? So increase your skill set. All you've got to do is go on ChatGPT, look at the 10 most profitable skills in 2025. I'm sure you will get some very good answers, yeah? Next one. School and the education system is a scam. It is a complete scam. Through and through, that is my belief as I hold at 30-year-old. Being through primary school, being through secondary school, right up to the way of year 11, when it comes to the education I'm speaking about, it is a complete scam. Think about it yourself. What has it actually taught you that you can take into real life? All right? You might get 10-20% of some value, but for me personally, I didn't take really anything away from school. I don't really speak to any of the people I don't speak to anyone from school anymore, so the social circle isn't really a thing. There was having me memorise lines and fucking books and textbooks, but wasn't really... The problem is with school is this, yeah? Because you book smart, you learn how to memorise, and if you don't get categorised into that skill set of memorising and, you know, learning information and then you're deemed as a bad kid or someone that's like not doing well, and you automatically get a bad grade, which means you're a bad person because you haven't got up to their standards, and it is a load of fucking bullshit. Every single person has their own unique skills, talents and abilities. School does not teach you to tap into that. It has a curriculum and it has a system for you to follow, and most people like myself didn't do well in school because it didn't fall into the curriculum that we wanted to learn. I loved rugby league. I loved playing on the rugby pitch. I loved fucking playing it consistently. I loved everything about rugby. When it came to, they play it once on PE. Out of the full year, we did it once and it was tap rugby at fucking 13, 14-year-old. And then put me in a classroom, go into the classroom, learn about topics I wasn't interested in, lessons that I didn't care about, and teachers that I didn't respect because they're out of shape and didn't look after themselves anyway. So I'm telling you now, school through and through, you will learn more on YouTube and mentors on YouTube than you will learn from school. So that education, that degree, all that, scam, yeah, for the most part. There is some degrees that are worth it, but the majority of them are a fucking scam. That is my opinion, straight up. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's how I think, because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen so many people go through the school system and have nothing to show for it. Even the ones that did very, very well, a lot of them are broke, yeah? That tells you everything you need to know. Look at all the teachers. Did they have a lot of money or are they broke? And they're teaching you, yeah? Next one. 8. Fail fast and fail forward. In your 20s, fail as many fucking times as you can. I have failed hundreds and hundreds of times at this point. Failed at business attempts, failed at fucking life in terms of like rugby career, failed at relationships, many, many failures, right? But the problem is that a lot of people get tapped into this failure and have a negative mindset and hyper focus on that one failure that they've had and can't get over it. Straight to the solution. straight to the solution, but fail many times. Gather as much experience as possible. Yeah, it doesn't really cost anything when you're young to fail. As you get older, the risk starts to increase. You've got more responsibilities, but as a younger man, it doesn't matter. Fail. Enjoy the failure because it's got a valuable lesson in it. Even though it feels like shit at the time, the failure has golden lessons that you can extrapolate and put into life and build your character from it. Yeah. So fail fast, fail forward, and be fucking proud of your failures. Yeah. And if you're still holding on to that shit, like whatever happened a few years ago, forgive yourself. If you can't change it, forgive it. Move on. Fuck all that shit. Move on with your life. Let's go. Next one. This is the last one I'm going to leave you with. Yeah. There's many more lessons I could sit here, but these are what I came up with that came strongly to my mind. Fortune favours the brave. When you bet on yourself, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, it sees your courage and bravery and says, well done, and it will gift you whatever you needed gifting. So, for example, I was PTing in the gym for 2 years, and at that time I was starting to get a little bit unfulfilled. I wanted more from myself. You know, hour to hour with clients was good, but I wanted more. I saw a seminar to go into Dubai. Within 30 seconds, I made my mind up. It scared me. The investment, I didn't have like 4 or 5 grand to take with me. I didn't have a lot in my account, but I fucking made the committed decision that I was going to go to Dubai to learn from the best, to go to the education seminar that was getting hosted 2 months from then. I went. I planned to go solo. My friend ended up coming. He had a bit more cash than me. We had one of the best times. Hired out amazing cars. Fucking basically maxed out the experience, and that were all coming from me having the bravery and courage to go ahead and make that decision, even though I didn't have the money there and then. The universe rewarded me for my bravery because I felt scared, but I did it anyway. And I came away from that experience with a ton of knowledge, ton of experience, and a lot more clear identity of what I wanted for myself. Because I was sat around people who were making £100,000 a month. That's coming from a kid who was working at McDonald's, working on building sites, getting paid 20 quid a day, 40 quid a day, 50 quid for a full shift, a 12-hour shift at a factory. Then you sat around fucking winners at a table who are earning £100,000, £200,000, £500,000 a month. The numbers are astronomical. I would have never been exposed to that influence or them type of people if I didn't have the fucking bottle to go after what I wanted. Yeah, fortune favours the brave, boys. So if I could go back and tell you a little bit, that's what I would say. There's a lot more to it, but that's a rough of what I would give you in this short video. Yeah, hopefully I took your value. If you got pissed off and you didn't like it, fucking drop a comment and tell me what it is. If not, whoa, the wind's going strong. If you did like the video, drop a comment, let me know what you liked, and I shall see you on the next one. Let's go. Wah.